Julie Ryan, noted psychic and medical intuitive, is ready to answer your personal questions, even those you never knew you could ask. For more than 20 years, as she's developed and refined her intuitive skills, Julie used her knowledge as a successful inventor and businesswoman to help others. Now, she wants to help you grow, heal, and get the answers you've been longing to hear. Do you have a question for someone who's transitioned? Do you have a medical issue? What about your pet's health or behavior? Perhaps you have a loved one who's close to death and you'd like to know what's happening. Are you on the path to fulfill your life's purpose? No matter where you are in the world, take a journey to the other side and ask Julie Ryan.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Ask Julie Ryan Show. I am Julie, your host, and I'm so delighted you could join us this evening. It is the first Thursday in August, the first Thursday in the month. You know what that means. I give away a free session to some lucky person who entered the drawing. And I drew the lucky person's name right before I got on to the call, and her name is Jan Drake Bakke, B-A-K-K-E. Hope I'm pronouncing that right, Jan. And she lives in Las Vegas. And here's what she wrote. She said, I wanted to write a review for Julie. I love her work, and I've listened to her podcast and love her ideas. She is very knowledgeable and also kind and caring. She is excellent at looking in on bodies and health problems. I look forward to listening to more of her work and getting more help. Sincerely, Jan Drake Bakke. So thanks, Jan. What I do is I have this little plastic bag that I put when somebody fills out a review on iTunes and follows me on Instagram and gets my blog, then they qualify to be in the drawing. And the drawing is a free session with me, which is worth $155. And so, Jan, I will email you and we will set something up. You'll get to choose a time and a date that works with your schedule. And I'm really looking forward to talking with you. Fun week this week for us, just basic stuff. I had one of my sorority girls over last night. Many of you may have heard me say before, I'm a volunteer advisor for my sorority that I was in at Ohio State at the University of Alabama, and there's 450 girls in the sorority. And sororities, to me, are the best leadership training for young women that I know of. I mean, it's just fantastic, the leadership training that they get and learning to work together. And everybody thinks it's just a party, and certainly they have a lot of fun, but it's also, there's a lot more to it. And they use corporate level training with these college girls. And frankly, herding up 450 college girls to one place at one time is a miracle. So the officers of the sorority, I think, do an amazing job. Nevertheless, when the girls graduate, oftentimes I stay in touch with them, and I had one of my girls over for dinner last night who graduated last year, and she started her career, and she was telling Tim and me all about it, and it's just so fun to watch them when they come in at 18 and then get to know them for the 4 years they're in college, and then as they start their lives. And a lot of them, I'm still friends with them on Facebook and all of that, the ones that I'm not talking to occasionally, and it's fun watching them just their lives unfold and get married and start having babies and jazz like that. So that was really a blast. We have a bunch of callers that have joined us this evening, so let's go ahead and get to the phones. Oh, before I forget, the reason why I do this show, my intention in doing this show, is to provide information, insight, and comfort to people all around the world by helping to answer life's unanswerable questions. I was so eager to tell you about the winner, and then I was so eager to get to the callers that I forgot that part, but got it done. All right, so let's go ahead and we will start, I believe, with Colleen. Hi, Colleen.
Hi, Julie. Nice to hear your voice.
Girl.
I'm really well, thanks. The session I did with you was really, really awesome and very, very healing. And so I really appreciate that. And you are definitely the real deal. So Thanks for doing your work in the world, for sure.
Oh, thank you for saying that. I really appreciate it. I say, I'm just a businesswoman who does woo-woo.
Oh,
So,
yeah, it's not woo-woo. It's really functional. I mean, really, really awesome.
yeah,
So thank you.
but
Um,
it is woo-woo and it is functional. You're right. But
yeah,
I think it's called it, it's woo-woo. It's energy work. And people that don't know about it, they kind of go, yeah, sounds kind of woo-woo to me. And I go, yeah, it is.
right. Yeah, I mean, I had gone for years not being able to breathe after a car accident, and you healed it in that energy session. You saw that it was my cervical spine. You went in with your stem cells and did the energy work, and I have been breathing normally ever since for the first time
Oh,
in over 5 years. So yeah, it's pretty amazing.
wonderful. Wonderful.
So thank
Please,
you for that.
you are so
And
welcome. Please tell everybody where you're calling in from, Colleen.
I'm calling in from Santa Cruz, California.
Okay. Terrific. We got a question for me?
Yeah. So my question is, I've had basically from the concussion that I had, my brain still feels a little bit dull, but also I've had, I don't know when this started, but constant, unrelenting tinnitus, and almost like feeling a band of pressure across the back of my head and around to my ears. So I just wondered if you could look at that and see if you see anything with my brain or my tinnitus or the pressure that I kind of feel across. I think maybe stress related, but I don't know.
Absolutely. And the thing that's really interesting is the question that was submitted this week, that was chosen this week, that had been submitted online, is about tinnitus. So,
wow.
yeah, isn't that, no coincidences in life. And
Right.
I scanned this gal who's in Florida on the other, opposite end of the country from you, and she has tinnitus. So it's going to be interesting to see when I get you on my radar if we see the same thing. So
Yeah.
what I'm going to do, everybody, especially for those of you who are first-time listeners, is we're all bodies and we have a spirit attached to us, and the spirit vibrates more slowly when it's attached to a body, just because the body has mass. So I raise my vibrational level to the level of spirit because I can move that way. I'm not confined with the mass of my body. And I am going to close my eyes. I'm going to watch a laser beam come from my body here in Birmingham, Alabama. It's going to hook into Colleen in Santa Cruz, California. I'm going to shoot energy from her feet up through the top of her head, and it's going to be as if I'm looking at an X-ray or a CT scan or an MRI of her. And Colleen, I may have said this to you. Usually I do that when we're doing sessions, private sessions, or even on the show, I say, we're all in a Star Trek movie being secret agent people. So we're gonna see what we can figure out, and I'm gonna be looking at a hologram of you. So that's where the Star Trek part comes in. Beam me up, Scotty. I know you've seen that show at some point in your life. So
Yeah,
you still with
sure.
me? Okay, good.
And if something else comes up that you see instead, I'm open to that too.
Yeah. All right. So here we go. Here comes my laser beam from Sweet Home, Alabama, where the peaches are ripe. I just bought a whole bunch of them today, and they're right out of the orchard. They're amazing. So, okay, got you. Shoot energy from your feet. Okay, so you've been turned around to the back, and the tinnitus. So I'm seeing. Did we work on scar tissue in the back of your head before?
I don't think so, but you did tell me that there was
Okay.
scar tissue in my cervical.
You've got scar tissue on the back of your head. Let me get it out real quickly. And the reason why I don't remember is because when I'm working on somebody, I'm in a different reality, so I don't remember everything that we
didn't
do.
work on that.
But if you prompt me a little bit, usually it comes back to me. Kind of like that song, it's all coming back to me now.
Yeah.
So what scar tissue looks like? Brain matter, first of all, looks like oatmeal, cooked oatmeal. Scar tissue looks like the skin of a burn victim, where the skin's just all kind of webbed after it's healed. And so what I'm watching happen right now, Colleen, is I'm watching that scar tissue get scooped out in the back of your head, and stem cell energy is coming in. Stem cell energy looks like clear, sparkly, watery gel, and it fills in whatever's needed, and it will regenerate whatever's needed. Brain matter, bone, muscle, whatever. It's amazing stuff. So that's filling the back of your head right now. I'm watching it fill up. It's almost full. Okay, got it. Now there's a centrifuge that's gone on top of it that spins it around really fast. That will generate new brain tissue, and that will light up all the neural pathways in your head. And I believe that's going to help with the tinnitus. I'm going to look while that's spinning right now. I'm going to look. The energy went to your left ear. So, do you find that it's more prevalent in your left ear than your right ear?
I don't notice.
Okay. All right.
It feels like it's both.
Yeah. You've got a scar in your left ear. I'm going to heal it, and then you can hear what I did when I read the question from this week, because it doesn't make sense to rehash all that. But I'm just fixing it, and then when you listen to this gal from Florida who submitted a question, you'll see what I did. But it's being tested right now. Your eardrum, okay, it's being adjusted. It's being tested again. That looks good. Let me look at your right ear. I don't see any scars on your eardrum. And that when scars on eardrums can come from colds or ear infections, stuff even when we're babies that we don't even know about. We'll get a perforated eardrum, and then it forms a little scar, and then it messes up the reverberation of the sounds coming into your ear, and it throws it off, and it can cause tinnitus, among lots of other things like hearing loss. So you kind of got a 2-for-1 with that, because we removed a bunch of scar tissue in the back of your head, and we also worked on your ear. So
Thank
see
you
if that
so
helps.
much.
You are most welcome.
Definitely.
Thanks for calling in.
Oh, thanks for being
Okay.
there.
You bet. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All righty. I believe our next caller is Rose. Hi, Rose.
Hi, Julie.
How are you, girl?
I'm doing great. I'm so excited to talk to you. We did a phone session, which was wonderful, and this is my first time calling into the show.
Oh, I love that you called in. Thanks so much for joining us. Please tell everybody where you're calling in from.
Sure. I'm from Chicago, Illinois.
Yeah. So what's going on up there? Everything good?
Yeah. I mean, with me, you mean? Is this when I ask my question?
Yeah, it is.
Because I want to do this right.
You are, girl, you are doing it perfectly.
I don't want to be a bad student. Well, starting about a month ago, I started having asthma, like really bad and resistant to inhalers and stuff. And I've had it since I was a kid, but usually it's kind of dormant. And I just wondered if you see, am I reacting to something?
Okay. Let me get you on my radar. So here comes my last name. Up to you. Got you.
And
okay, go ahead.
I also had hives a month ago, but they went away.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's the asthma.
Okay. So the first thing that and remind me, did we talk about yeast and or mold when we did our private session? Again, I don't remember a lot of I remember talking to you, but I don't remember all the nuances of it because, again, I'm in and out of different realities.
You talked a little bit about yeast, but not a lot.
Okay. And did we talk about mold, Rose?
No.
Okay. All right. I think you've had mold exposure. It doesn't look like it's awful right now, but I see old mold in your system. Where did you have mold exposure? In a home, in your office?
I did. Twice actually.
Okay.
The last time was like 5 years ago, and then the time before that was 10 years ago.
Okay. All right. So what I'm doing is I'm sucking it out of your lungs and out of your sinuses. When I see mold in somebody, Rose, yeast is almost always there. And I do see yeast in your intestinal tract that I'm going to suck out too. So that's what the hives and that's what the asthma are being caused. And I think the yeast, a contributor to that was the mold, not to mention the other asthma problems. So yeast, if God made it, eat it. If man made it, try and stay away from it.
Right.
And, it's about as basic as that. Yeast loves sugar. Yeast loves fermented things. So many people that have yeast will tell me, but I drink kefir and I eat sauerkraut. And I say, stop. And I'm taking all these herbs. And I say, stop, stop. Because herbs are plants that are picked and they're dried in some warehouse and they got a bunch of mold on them. So then they make them into supplements and then you're ingesting all these mold spores. Stop. And for the kefir and the sauerkraut and all kimchi and all that kind of stuff, it's all fermented, and yeast thrives on fermented things. I think the school of thought right now is all that stuff's going to help you populate a good gut biome. You got to get the yeast under control first, because anything fermented, the yeast is just having a party. That's what causes the hives and things that are going on.
Do you think wheat germ oil could have caused me to have yeast too?
I get a yes on that. I get a yes on that. I would stop. Stop
that. The wheat germ oil?
Yeah, I would.
Okay.
I would stay as basic as you can. Never put a slice of lemon in your water, Rose, ever.
Don't?
Never. Okay. Because the peel is full of yeast. And you're just drinking a yeast cocktail. Try and avoid tea at the moment, because tea is a bunch of dried leaves with mold on them. Right?
Really?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Unless it's triple purified or something. Be really careful about what coffee you're drinking, because coffee in America is really moldy. So you want to get bulletproof coffee or some coffee from the EU if you can, because their standards are way higher than ours. And the mold spores found in American coffee are just mind-blowing how high they are.
I drink tea. I don't drink coffee. So.
Okay, good. So try and stay with water. Try and stay with purified water. The spring water has a bunch of stuff in it sometimes, especially the bottled spring water. And for somebody that has yeast, that can be a problem. But shoot me an email, Rose, Julie at AskJulieRyan.com. I'll send you my Candida references. But basically, eat whole food, stay away from sugar, stay away from processed stuff, stay away from alcohol and beer and wine as much as you can, because that's all fermented. Wine's moldy grapes that they add yeast to ferment it. So for somebody that doesn't have a yeast problem, that's fine. For somebody that does have a yeast problem, it's a nightmare.
Okay.
So those are all those kinds of things. And I'll shoot you some links on that.
Okay.
For time's sake. Okay, but the good news is it's fixable, and it doesn't cause any permanent damage. We may want to do another consult too, and we can just go over that at length. Well, consider that too. But in the short run, I suck the mold out of you, and I suck the yeast out of you.
Thank you so much, Julie.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for calling in.
Okay.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, let's see who's next. I believe we have Shauna. Hi, Shauna.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, girl?
I'm doing great. I'm so excited to be here.
Thank you. I'm thrilled to have you.
Yes. Do you want to know where I'm calling in from?
Absolutely.
I'm used to your question. I'm in Southern California.
Okay.
And I'm so looking forward to having you on my show next week. And I have to say, on the tip of what Colleen shared, I just think that you're a miracle worker, because I had a problem with my neck for going on 5 years. That was just basically a nightmare. I would have to drop everything and run to the chiropractor when it would go out, because it would be so painful. And you just put a little wedge in one side of my neck, and it's been brilliant ever since. And
we did spinal fusion surgery, I think, on your neck, didn't we? To straighten it out? Yeah.
Well, you had it, and then you had to put there was it's funny because it would always hurt on the left side, but on the right side was the problem. And you put put something in there, and it's just been brilliant ever since. I mean, I used to not be able to work out in certain ways. It was just my whole life. I had to kind of, just temper what I wanted to do, because, oh no, my neck's going to go out. And so I'm just grateful.
Oh, wonderful. Tell everybody a little bit about your show. We already taped it. It was really fun, you guys. So tell everybody a little bit about your show. So I'll post it, and you can post it, obviously. You'll post it, I'm sure, but I will too once it's available. But tell everybody when it's going to be available and a little bit about it.
It comes out next Wednesday night. It's called The Soul Frequency Show. And Julie was amazing. I mean, like, you and I have talked many times, but you just shared stuff that was like, I'd never even considered before. So there was part of the show where I was just blown away at some of the stuff you shared. And I think it's really cool when you've had a session with you and you've gone through this experience, but then to hear you describe, in detail, like how it works and what it is and why it works and all of that kind of stuff was just so cool. So I'm excited. People are going to like freak out when they hear it. They're going to be so excited. You're going to be busy.
well, terrific. And I always warn everybody, and you guys who've listened to the show for a while, some of my visuals are pretty whacked. I mean, they're hilarious at times. They are, but it's just how stuff comes to me, and so how I can explain it so that the person that I'm working on can understand what I'm talking about. So it makes it kind of fun, too, because we can take something that's really serious and I'll tell them they look like a marshmallow or something crazy. And, you got to laugh because
humor is good. Humor is always good.
Absolutely. Well, do you have a quick question for me? Or
yeah, I just wanted to ask about chords. So like when you and I did our very first session together, you were like, you have so many chords. They're like wrapped up like fire, garden hoses or something. So I just wanted to see whether that was something that has just kind of been cleared out or whether you feel like, it's been a while since we talked about that, whether it's just something I'm continuing to like have people connect to me in that way.
Okay. What Shauna's talking about, everybody, is they're called bioplasmic streamers, and for short I call them cords, and they look like umbilical cords to me. And you hear the saying, so-and-so needs to cut the cord from his mother, or they need to cut the cord. But everybody, and this is graphic here, every man or boy or male with whom we sleep, or any female, if you sleep with females, we form these attachments, and they're these cords, and they look like umbilical cords, and they're energetic. We have them with our kids. We have them with our parents. We have them with our spouses. It's endless. And so when you're a healer, like Shauna is, and people with me too, I clear cords out of myself every night. What I did with Shauna was I cleared all of these umbilical cords from her clients, and you got to connect. You hear about me talking about my laser beam coming to hook into you, Shauna, in Southern California. That's my cord hooking into you so that my spirit and your spirit can be connected so I can see what's going on. So once I'm done scanning you, I don't need to keep that cord in there. But a lot of people don't know they need to clear them. And so let me look real fast and see what's going on with you. So again, here comes my laser beam out to you in Southern California. And you got a bunch of them. They're wound up in your upper abdomen, like above your belly button and beneath your bra, the bottom of your bra. So, and they wind up, yours are wound up like kind of in a circle, almost like if you were pulling a measuring tape, out of the container in the sewing kit kind of thing. So what I'm doing is I'm pulling them out, and they come out one at a time. They're all, you're very neat how you keep your cords. You're very organized. You're very neat how your cords are. I mean, my cords are just kind of in there all over. Yours are very perfectly, placed in a very neat and tight. My guess is if I came to your house, if I opened a drawer, it would be perfectly organized in most cases. Correct? Am I right?
Yeah. To some degree.
Busted. Okay. Not that there's anything wrong with that. That's great. Most of my house is like that too. I would say the vast majority of my house is like that. So I'm pulling those out, and then I just put sparkly energy in there afterwards, and then you'll have more when you work with more clients.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's good. I'm so glad you're feeling better.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you too, girl. And what happened was I was a guest on Shauna's show, and then she scheduled a consult with me, and we've had several since, and it was just a blast. So we'll put it up, and I think you guys will enjoy hearing it. So the Soul Frequency Show with Princess Shauna.
You're so sweet. Yeah, it's just been an awesome episode. All right, take care.
All right. Thanks for calling in. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, let's see who we got next. I believe it's Karen. Hi, Karen. Hi there.
Is it me?
Yeah, it's Karen. Yeah.
Oh, hello.
Hello. How are you?
Good. I'm calling from Roseville, California.
Okay, terrific. You got a question for me?
I do. I don't know where to start, but I've been ill since I was about 13, and just haven't been able to have any kind of answers. I don't know where to go. I would say fatigue overall, but there's lots in there. Tinnitus, eczema, heart palpitations, depression, anxiety, and I just can't get answers anywhere.
Okay. Well, you heard me talking earlier with some of the other gals that what I'm going to do is raise my vibrational level, and I'm going to hook into you, Karen, and I'm going to get you on my radar, and let's just see what comes up. The energy always goes where it's most needed first. Okay. So sometimes people will tell me one body part hurts, and the energy goes to another body part first. But when I scan somebody on a private session, I'll make multiple passes through them, and then the things that we see show up in descending order of importance, if that makes sense. Yeah. So let me just get you on my radar, and let's see what's going on. Okay. So here comes my laser beam, and it's heading out to you. Okay, got you. Okay, shooting in it. Okay, so I was just mentioning with Rose, with mold. You've had mold exposure. Where were you exposed to mold?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, you've had a lot of mold exposure. And again, like with Rose, it doesn't look like it's happening right now so much, but you had some major mold exposure because it looks like dried mold in your energy field. So let me clear that out. That would cause all of those symptoms that you described, Karen. And so what I'm doing is I'm sucking out all the mold. You know how when something gets moldy and it's dried and then it just gets kind of powdery?
Right, yeah.
That's what it looks like inside your system. And it's not black mold, but it's kind of a greenish-grayish color that's dyed. There's some of the mold spores that are still there. But I want you to when you get a minute, watch a documentary called Moldy Movie. Go to moldymovie.com, MOLDY movie.com. Okay. And watch that, and a lot of this is going to make sense for you. But I'm sucking it out of your system right now. I think it would make sense if you want to schedule a private session. I think we could do a lot of good for you, and really do a deep dive and figure out what's going on. I just it's going to take an hour or thereabouts for us to, I want to go through you several times, and the good news is, we'll get it out, we'll get you healing, we'll get you going on the right path so that you're feeling better. Awesome. Okay, Karen. Thanks for calling, but this is a mold thing, which would make sense that nobody's been able to figure it out.
Right, yeah. Touch me. Thank you so much.
Okay, you bet. Thanks for calling. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, let's see who else we got. Who else do we have with us this evening? Somebody I have off of mute that I need to put back on. So I believe our next caller is Linda.
Oh, my God.
Hi, Linda.
Hello?
Are you there? Hi.
Hi. Am I on with you?
You are. Hi, Linda.
I was just praying I wouldn't get on.
Oh, do you don't want to be on? Okay.
No, that's okay. I'll ask.
Okay.
Well, this is my first time calling in. I didn't realize it was this kind of radio show.
Yeah, it makes it
I had
fun.
to hide myself from my husband now. He's smiling at me, laughing.
Tell him we're going to zap on him, and then he'll really be smiling.
Hi, I'm Dawn from the Bronx, New York.
Oh, terrific. Hi, Dawn.
Hi. I'm actually thinking of doing a session with you.
Wonderful.
But let me see. What can I ask today? I guess it has to do somewhat with the chords.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I gotta get my nerves under control.
Oh.
Sorry. I lost my mom in March.
Oh.
And we were estranged for the past couple of years, and now I'm estranged from my dad. And my family, I've been trying to protect myself from them for a few years, and I'm feeling like a really bad person. And sometimes I'll hear voices yelling at me, so I don't know if I'm going nuts. I need to be put on meds, or if I'm being spiritually attacked, or if I'm attacking myself, or if maybe there are too many cords attached to me, because somebody told me I was an empath, but I don't know. I'm just very confused, which was why I was thinking of making an appointment with you. But
well, I would love that, and we'd have a ball, and we would get lots done, and tell your honey we'd work on him too. We could zap on him too if you want.
Oh yeah,
but
he's zapping.
But two things come to mind, Dawn, and the first one is a book I want you to go get. You can even get it in an audio book because it'll go faster if you listen to it. But it's called Dodging Energy Vampires.
Okay. Oh, is that Dr. Northrup?
Dr. Northrup's book.
Okay.
It is such a life-altering book. I read it, and it was one of those books when I was reading it, Dawn, that I kept going, oh, my God, and this is amazing, and just so many things made sense.
Yeah.
All right? And I recommended it to several really dear friends, and every one of them called me, and they go, oh, my God. My one girlfriend said, I have to think about this for a week because I have to digest this. There's just so much here that applies. So get Dodging Energy Vampires by Christian Northrup.
Okay.
MD, number one. Number two, here's a trick in the meantime till you read this, and these are a couple things you can do. When you're around the clan or you're talking to them or whatever, a couple things will help. If you envision yourself in a big bubble, and your energy is inside the bubble and their toxic energy can't get to you, and when it comes towards you, it just bounces right back at them. It's a visual. A visual. Let them keep their own stuff. You don't want it. That's one thing you can do, and the bubble has kind of a rubbery consistency, but it's more like a thick saran wrap, but it's not flimsy like saran wrap. It'd be more like a plastic bubble that if you pushed on it, it would give. Okay. The other thing that I've told people to do, if they really have some energy vampires around them, is to envision themselves in an old-fashioned glass telephone booth. Like they have in London and.
Oh yes, I've seen that in the Harry Potter movies.
Yeah. Envision yourself talking to them on the phone in an old-fashioned red telephone booth that's all glass, and none of their energy can get to you because it's bouncing off the windows on the phone booth. And that's just a trick that works really well. And their own stuff is just going to stay with them, which is where it needs to stay.
Yes.
Yeah. And then read that book, schedule a consult with me. We'll have a ball. We'll get all this stuff sorted out. We'll talk to your mom. So we'll get over all that negative stuff that perhaps you went through with your mom. It stays with the body. The spirit's pure love and light. So I think you probably need some reinforcement with that.
Yeah. So let's have really bad things at the end that were shocking to me.
So let's have a chat with her because she'll make sense of it for us.
Okay.
Okay, girl. All right.
Thank you
phone
so much.
booth. Put yourself in a bubble inside a phone booth. Then you'll be doubly protected. How about that?
I'm going to get a wand along with it, just like in the Harry Potter movies.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
Okay,
Thank you for calling.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, that was fun. We do this show every Thursday night at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, and 5 Pacific. The call-in number is 712-770-4160, and the access code is 533677# or hashtag. This information is available a multitude of places. Anywhere you download podcasts, iTunes, Stitcher, iHeart, Blueberry, Google Play. There's about 40 of them, I think, that we're available on. In the show notes, this call-in information's in there. We're also on YouTube, show notes there, same thing. If you go to my website, AskJulieRyan.com, and scroll down to the bottom of the homepage, you'll see all this call-in information. And there's also a button there, too, that if you can't join us but you want to submit a question, just push that button and it'll take you to another page, and you can write out your question and submit it, and then it may be chosen to be read and answered on the air. Also, when you're on my site, please sign up for my newsletter. It's my blog. It's a question that somebody has asked online, and then I answer it. And in the blog that I send out every week, you'll see the call-in information. I usually send it out either late Wednesday night or early Thursday morning. And then I post on social media everywhere, Instagram, Facebook, all this call-in information too. So you're going to be able to find it a lot of different places. One last thing, when you're on my site, schedule a private consult, and it's an hour, and it is so much fun. We just laugh our way through it. Even if it's something serious, there's always something funny, but the stuff that we see together is just amazing. So consider doing that too. Okay, let's go to the question that was submitted this week online. And Colleen, this is for you. So hopefully you're still on listening. Let me see if you're still on. I don't know. You might have dropped off. You might be missing this. Anyways, Anna from Hollywood, Florida asked, "Dearest Julie," which was very sweet, "I have been suffering from tinnitus since May 1999. All of the conventional doctors I've seen have tried all sorts of tests and told me there's nothing they can do. I firmly believe this problem can be solved once we find the real cause of it, which I suspect is wrong food, yeast problems, and stress. When my ears first started to ring, I was eating a lot of yeast and gluten-containing food and was going through a very stressful time of my life. Can you shed some light on this? Thank you so much, Anna." And here's my response. Hi, Anna. Thanks for your question. I've worked with this condition many times over the years. I've actually worked with it twice tonight because I worked with it on Colleen. I went on to say that Mayo Clinic says tinnitus is the perception of noise or ringing in the ears. A common problem, tinnitus affects about 1 in 5 people. Tinnitus isn't a condition itself. It's a symptom of an underlying condition such as age-related hearing loss, ear injury, or a circulatory system disorder. Sorry, gotta slow down my tongue here for a minute. So, with that in mind, I energetically connected to you to see, and I put that in quotes, in my mind's eye, if I could locate the cause of your condition. What I discovered was a scar on the eardrum of your left ear. That's what I saw in Colleen's ear, too. It was vertical, right of center, and was most likely the result of a ruptured eardrum from a childhood earache or cold. Next, I watched a healing occur. I saw this scar get cut out of your tympanic membrane, which is also known as your eardrum, and the space get filled with stem cell energy. Now, stem cell energy looks like clear fog with sparkles in it and is the consistency of watery gel. Once the stem cell energy was in place, a centrifuge formed above it and spun like the turbine on a jet engine. This formed new eardrum tissue. Remember when I was talking with Colleen, our first caller, and I was scooping that scar tissue out of the back of her brain? Well, the stem cell energy that came into her brain formed new brain tissue. And it's so cool, you guys, because it'll form whatever's needed, whether that be heart muscle tissue or toenail tissue or brain tissue, it doesn't matter. Then I saw the eardrum get tested with music and various sound vibrations. The music appeared as musical notes, and the vibrations looked like colorful moving lines, much like that seen on a soundboard monitor at a concert or recording studio. Several adjustments were made to your tympanic membrane to perfect the sound quality and reverberation. Different sides of the membrane were tightened until the perfect tones were established. So what I watch happen when they're testing this eardrum is I'll see that membrane get pulled, like in the 1 o'clock position, and then I'll see notes and sound waves come in and bounce off. And then maybe the 3 o'clock position will get tightened. Almost like if you look at the top of a pair of bongo drums, that membrane that's on it, you can see that it's very taut across the top, and it changes the sound that's made. That's what happens with our eardrums. Okay. Different sides of the membrane were tightened until the perfect tones were established. In addition, you're correct about certain foods causing inflammation that could exacerbate the problem. The easiest way to look at it is to eat what God made and skip food made in a factory. It's my belief the healing I saw performed on you, coupled with good nutrition, will give you the opportunity to completely heal from tinnitus. Please let us know how you're doing. So thanks, Anna, for submitting that question. And let's go back to the phones and see who we have next. I believe our next caller is Shoshana. Hi, Shoshana.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing okay. I'm happy to be on this call. I didn't know because you were giving all the closing information if there was time, but I'm excited.
No, that wasn't closing information. That was on how you can call in next week or another time.
Perfect.
Yeah, please tell everybody where you're calling in from.
Today, I'm in Kanapali on Maui.
Okay, terrific. Tough duty, girl.
So, I've been listening to all the other calls, and I kind of some similar things. I've had a couple times that cars have hit our car from behind. And so some neck stuff and some headaches, including migraines from that. And then the most recent one kind of sent off this whole digestion issues.
Huh. So you have stomach problems since your last accident? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's been. I wouldn't go so far to say like stomach problems, but I'd say my digestion has been definitely challenged after it. And like for a while, I had a lot of nausea right after the accident. I had a concussion and some other like foggy stuff, and so just like an overall kind of but mostly like neck and head and how that affects the.
Okay, so you want me to check your head and see if you have any scar tissue in your brain?
Yeah, whatever is the best.
All right. The reason why I want to remove this, Shoshana and everybody, is because when we have scar tissue in our brains, the way I watch it happen, it can occlude the neural pathways. And so they form these little tributaries around the periphery of the scar tissue. And so when we remove the scar tissue and we get new brain matter granulated in, then those neural pathways can light up, and they're now on full power, and those little tributaries that formed are there too. So you are really smart then. We get that going and we get everything working.
Well, that would be good.
I know. You're going to be so smart, you're not going to know what to do with yourself. That's yeah. So here we go. Okay. Laser beam coming a long way out to Maui. All right. Got you. Shooting energy. Okay. So your scar tissue, most of it is on the top of your head. It almost looks like those hats that women used to wear in the 40s, where it almost looked like a crescent, and it went from a little bit behind their forehead to about the top of their head, and then came down to the top of their ears. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think so.
That's what it looks like. So kind of reminds me of the fascinators that the Brits wear sometimes, and they'll have feathers and God only knows what else hanging off of them. They're pretty imaginative and gorgeous, those hats they make. But what I'm doing is I'm removing that scar tissue real quickly here, and here comes the stem cell energy coming in. Again, it looks like sparkly gel, clear sparkly gel. Reminds me of the old-fashioned dippity-doo. I don't know if you ever heard of that. There are people listening that are old enough to know what dippity-doo is. It was this hair gel stuff that my babysitter
used. Yeah, I know it. I think I do know what it is.
Yeah. she'd like slather her hair with it and then put these plastic rollers in and sit under a dryer while she was babysitting us on Saturday night. I thought that was wild. But she, okay, so the stem cell energy's in. Now it's starting to centrifuge. So there's this spinning vortex that's on top of this gel right now, Shoshana. And what that does is that creates whatever tissue's needed. In your case, this is brain matter. And then it's almost done. It's a quick job tonight. Okay, I'm like doing it in warp speed just for time's sake. Okay, so now it's finished, and now all these neural pathways are lit up over the top of your brain and on the sides. And neural pathways, Shoshana, look like those little little tubes that are fluorescent and they glow in the dark, and kids wear them as bracelets and necklaces at night. You can get a pack of them at the dollar store. That's what they look like. But they're kind of a white color, and they have a little bit of a blue tint to them. So, again, I think it would make sense for us to spend more time together. If you can, schedule a private consult. Let's do, with all those accidents and stuff, let's see what we can do to, get that stuff corrected and get you feeling good. If you can, if you just go to AskJulieRyan.com, you'll find the thing where it says schedule a session, because I'd like to spend more time with you, and let's just do a deep dive on this. Okay?
Okay.
Thanks for calling.
Thank you.
Okay. What is it, mahalo or aloha? Aloha,
yeah,
right?
mahalo. Yeah,
what's mahalo? Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Mahalo. Okay.
Mahalo.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All righty. We've got somebody from the 435 area code. Hi, this is Julie. Who's this?
Hi, my name's Susan. I'm calling from St. George, Utah.
Oh, terrific. How are you?
I'm pretty good, thank you.
Great. Well, you got a quick question for me?
I do. So one of my friends had had a healing with you for her husband, and she was so impressed, and she let me know your information today. I'm so excited I get to talk to you today.
Me too.
There's this kind of very strange swelling on my left foot. It's lateral. It's my lateral foot, like coming up from my little toe towards my heel, and there's a swelling that's about 3 inches long, about an inch wide, and it pops up almost about half an inch, and it's kind of brand new for me, and I can't quite figure out what that is.
Wow. Okay. That's so bizarre, because you don't have any bruise with it or anything? You don't remember injuring it?
I don't, but sometimes I will slide in my shoe because I wear, like clogs and stuff. So I don't know if I kind of slid and injured it, but I don't have bruising, and I really don't have a lot of pain, but I have a kind of a high pain threshold.
Okay. But that's a good thing. If you got swelling but no pain, hey, let's take our blessings where we can get them, right?
I agree.
Okay, so here we go. Here comes my laser beam out to St. George. I have a grandson that lives in St. George.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he went to Dixie State.
Oh.
And graduated already. Of course, he's my husband's real grandson. He's my step-grandson. I have to point that out, because, I'm not old enough. I really am, but I always tease my husband. I said, I'm not old enough to have a grandson who's out of college, so I play, but I really am, but that's all right. Okay, so got it. Okay, yeah, it looks like the top of a clog. It's soft tissue, little soft tissue damage, for lack of a better word. So what I'm doing is I'm just putting anti-inflammatory energy on it, and I think that's exactly what it is. I think you have it figured out. I think are you a nurse? Do you wear clogs?
I am.
Okay. Yeah, that's what's going on. So wear thicker socks in the short run. Sometimes you can get those socks that are more padded, especially on the top. They're decorative. I would do something to pad that in the short run, or maybe go to the drugstore and buy some. Go to the Dr. Scholl's section, Susan, and they have that padding that you can put in shoes.
Oh, yes.
To make them more comfortable. I would put some of those. Put some of that in your shoes, because you're just, it's soft tissue trauma.
Do you think it needs compression, maybe?
Nah. I put anti-inflammatory energy on it. I think it's going to go down on its own, and I think just add more padding. I would add more padding to the shoe. That's going to be the easiest thing.
Okay. Well, that sounds great because
if your foot is slipping around too much, get either thicker socks, or maybe you might want to find a pair of those socks like your patients wear with the skids on the bottom so they don't slip so much.
That's a great idea.
Seriously. So,
well, thank you so much for that.
You are
Takes
most
away some of the fear.
No, I don't see anything that looks foreboding at all.
Oh, great. So, your bookings, are you booked way out, like for the hour booking?
I'm not. No.
Oh, great. So, okay, I'll get in contact with you about a booking. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. I would love that. Just go to AskJulieRyan.com. You'll click on the button. It'll show up all the available dates and times, and you just pick one.
Thank you, Julie.
Okay. Thanks for calling.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, let's see. Who else do we have? I think, let me see. I don't think we've talked to Kim yet. Kim, have we talked to you yet? I don't think so. Hi, Kim.
No, I got disconnected.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought. How are you?
Yes, I'm good. How are you?
I'm terrific. Thanks. Where are you calling in from?
The Chicago area.
Okay. All righty. You got a quick question for me?
I do. I spoke to you before about my job hunting woes. We talked about a job that I was offered and that I didn't think was right for me, and you kind of agreed with that.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I kind of have to let this job know like tomorrow if I'm going to, because I have to start on Monday. And
okay, put your phone up next to your mouth because we just lost you kind of. Okay, that's better.
Oh, sorry. Do you hear me?
That's okay. Yeah.
So I had a couple interviews this week, but I'm still like super nervous to let go of a job if I don't have one going into the fall. So I was wondering if any of the jobs this week that I interviewed for, if those were going to work out for me. I just like a ball of anxious energy.
Okay. So the job offer, is it still available, the one that you were offered before?
Yes.
Okay. But you don't really want to take it because it's not optimal?
It's not a good fit for me. It's not what I thought it would be. It's just not what I was hoping for. So
we can ask a question. Is it in Kim's best interest to accept the job offer she has available right now? So, since it's timely, because school's getting ready to start, at this moment in time, is it in Kim's best interest to accept the job offer that's available? The first thing that pops in your head within a second is going to be divine guidance. I get a no on that, Kim? What did you get?
I got a no, too.
Yeah, I got a no, too.
And I got a no last time, too.
I did, too.
Okay.
So is it in Kim's best interest to wait until a job that's more to her liking appears? I'm getting a yes before the question's even out. So in the meantime, be creative, trust that the right thing's all unfolding in its perfect order. And these places where you interviewed, you just never know. Things always work out in ways that there's no way we can imagine. So have faith, but have a backup plan to obviously have some kind of a job. Maybe not even in your field while you're looking for something else in your field. So I would give that a try too. And if you decide to take the job that isn't a fit, that's okay too, because it may be a stepping stone. So I don't think you can go wrong.
So would you suggest that I not tell them no tomorrow? Or
I would hold off as long as you can. And have that be the
as long as I could. Because I'm supposed to start on Monday.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Well, just think how all the pros and cons, you've gone through those, and then get quiet for a minute and just pay attention to how does it feel. How does it feel to take that job, and pay attention to that feeling, and there's your answer. That's going to be your answer. I don't think you can go wrong either way, really. So let us know what happens.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. All righty. Thanks for calling.
Thanks.
Bye-bye. I believe our next caller is Sherry. Hi, Sherry, are you with us?
I am, and I'm calling you from Bozeman, Montana. And I've been wanting to be working for this last year, and I'm this major job repellent. And even today, I thought I was going to get good news, and yet they were calling to say, no, I didn't get the job. That was Alaska Airlines. So I was wondering if you could tap in and tell me what I need to shift, because at this point, I need some income. I mean, I'm way past needing it.
So the jobs that you haven't gotten, and this is just so hard when you're in the middle of it, but you just got to keep telling yourself this, Sherry, that everything's unfolding perfectly. We just can't envision everything. So it's all going to make sense eventually. So in the short run, while you're looking for a job, like what I was just talking with Kim about, in the career that you really want to be in, do something else that'll give you the opportunity to earn some income in the meantime.
Yeah, I haven't even had good luck with that.
Okay.
With just stuff that, like entry level stuff. So it's been interesting. I have used the time though to start a couple of things, like for instance, audiobook narration and an Amazon resale business. Great stuff, but it's not the level of income that I need at this point. So I'm happy to have it started, but I need a huge boost right now.
Okay. You'll figure it out. And it may be that the thing that you think you want to do isn't in your best interest to do, and that's why you haven't gotten a job in it yet. Yeah. So it means something else is going to open up. Okay. So let us know what happens. Good luck. And just keep telling yourself, this is all happening for me. Okay. Good luck.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. All right, everybody. That is it for this week. Boy, that was fast. We got a lot of people on. To those of you that I didn't get on, my apologies. Please call back next week and I'll get you on first. And to all of you, I hope you have a terrific weekend and a wonderful start to next week. Sign up for my newsletter, AskJulieRyan.com. Schedule a private consult, AskJulieRyan.com. Register for my free drawing. Put a review on iTunes. Follow me on Instagram. Sign up for my blog. And I hope to talk to you all next week. Till then, bye, everybody.
Thanks for joining us. Be sure to follow Julie on Twitter at AskJulieRyan and like her on Facebook at AskJulieRyan. For information on how you can ask Julie your question, please visit AskJulieRyan.com.